Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. Today we're diving into a topic that's absolutely crucial for every developer out there: security. Because let's be real, building awesome apps is important, but not if someone can just waltz in and wreak havoc. We're talking about the top 5 security risks that keep developers up at night, the ones that can turn your perfectly crafted code into a hacker's playground. Don't worry, we're not just here to scare you. We're going to break down each risk, show you exactly why it's so dangerous, and most importantly, give you practical tips to lock down your code and keep those digital gremlins at bay. Let's get started.
1. Broken access control. Imagine you're logged into your account, and just by changing the URL from user 123 to user 124, you can access someone else's data. That's broken access control. It's when users can do things they shouldn't, like viewing, editing, or deleting other users' info. This happens when apps don't check user permissions properly. To fix it, always validate access on the server side, not just the front end. Keep role-based checks strong and avoid relying on hidden elements or URLs for security. 2. Cryptographic failures. Ever heard of websites storing passwords in plain text? That's a huge cryptographic failure. It means sensitive data isn't protected with proper encryption or hashing. If attackers get access, your data is basically free to read. To fix this, always use strong encryption methods like AES for data and hashed passwords with salts using bcrypt or Argon 2. Never roll your own crypto, and make sure SSL TLS is used for all data transmission. 3. Injection. Injection attacks happen when an attacker puts malicious input into a form field or URL, and that input gets run as code. The classic example? SQL injection, like entering OR1POLR1 into a login field to bypass authentication. This works when user input isn't properly sanitized. The fix? Use parameterized queries, input validation, and ORM frameworks that handle this safely. Always treat user input as untrusted. 4. Insecure design. Insecure design is like building a house without a lock on the front door. No matter how strong the materials, it's flawed from the start. It's about poor security decisions at the architecture level, like not adding rate limiting or failing to log key actions. You need to think about security before you start coding. Use threat modeling, secure design patterns, and constantly review your architecture for weak spots. 5. Security misconfiguration. This one's simple but deadly, using default settings or forgetting to turn off debug mode in production. Attackers love this because it's low effort. If you leave admin panels open or show detailed error messages, you're handing them the keys. Fix it by doing regular security audits, locking down permissions, disabling unnecessary features, and hiding stack traces. Always deploy with secure config.
Imagine this. You've built this amazing app, it's sleek, it's functional, you're super proud of it, but you built it on a foundation of old, outdated software components, libraries, frameworks, you name it. These components, they're like the building blocks of your app, and just like in any structure, if the foundation is weak, the whole thing is vulnerable. See, attackers, they love finding those rusty old locks, those known vulnerabilities in outdated software. It's like having a welcome mat out for hackers. Using a library with a known security flaw is like leaving your front door wide open. You might as well just invite the internet's bad actors in for tea and a data breach. But don't worry, there's good news. Just like you wouldn't keep using a rusty old lock, you don't have to leave your code vulnerable. There are tools for this: NPM audit, pip audit, OWASP dependency check. These are your trusty locksmiths. They'll help you find and fix those vulnerabilities before someone else exploits them. Keep your dependencies updated, people. Okay, let's talk about login systems, the gatekeepers of your app. If your login system is weak, it doesn't matter how secure the rest of your code is. It's like having a fortress with a drawbridge made of cardboard, pointless. Weak passwords, no two-factor authentication, flawed session IDs. These are music to an attacker's ears. They'll brute force their way in, hijack sessions, and before you know it, they're having a field day with your users' data. So, how do you build a login system that's actually Fort Knox-worthy? Strong password policies are a must. Enforce complexity, implement rate limiting to stop those brute force attempts, and for the love of all that is digital, use multi-factor authentication. And don't forget about those session tokens, rotate them regularly and store them securely. In the digital world, it's like that old saying goes, trust no one, not even yourself, especially when it comes to the code and data flowing through your app. If your app doesn't verify the integrity of its code, or the data it receives, you're setting yourself up for disaster. Think about it, downloading a seemingly innocent update or plugin without verifying its signature. That's like blindly eating a cookie you found on the ground. It might be fine, or it might be full of malware just waiting to infect your system. Even those automated CI/CD pipelines, those well-oiled machines of development, they can be targets too. So what's the solution? Digital signatures, my friends. They're like the tamper-proof seals on your code and data. Implement code signing, secure your build pipelines, and always, always, always verify before you trust. Remember, just because it worked before doesn't mean it's safe now. The internet is a constantly evolving beast, and so are the threats. Imagine this, you're a detective investigating a crime scene, but there's no evidence, no witnesses, no security footage, nothing. That's what it's like trying to secure an app without proper logging and monitoring. You're basically flying blind. If you're not logging what's happening, those suspicious login attempts, those error messages screaming in the void, those unauthorized changes to your data, they all go unnoticed. And guess what? Attackers love the silent treatment. It gives them free rein to do their worst. So be proactive, log those key events, logins, errors, changes, database interactions, anything and everything that could be a clue. And don't just let those logs sit there gathering digital dust. Set up alerts for unusual activity, use tools like SIEMs to analyze those logs, and for goodness sake, test your incident response plan. Remember, detection is just as important as defense. Server-side request forgery, or SSRF. It's like a hacker turning your server into their own personal puppet. They trick your server into making requests it shouldn't, like accessing internal services or sensitive data stores. Imagine this. You've got a file upload feature where users can provide a URL. Seems harmless, right? But if your app doesn't validate that URL, an attacker could craft a malicious link that forces your server to access internal systems, potentially leaking confidential information. Don't let your server become a pawn in their game. Whitelist valid domains, block internal IPs, and scrutinize every single outgoing request. Remember, when it comes to security, it's better to be overly cautious than end up a cautionary tale. And there you have it, folks. The top 5 security risks every developer should know, and more importantly, how to avoid them. Remember, building secure software is an ongoing process, not a one-time fix. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and never underestimate the importance of security. Because in the digital world, just like in the real world, it's always better to be safe than sorry. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more tech tips and security advice. Stay safe out there.